Hello, I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is Wednesday, April 28th. That means we have cooking. Our theme this week is flowers and plants. So our cooking activity is we are going to make flour rice Krispie treats. What we're going to need to do this is we need a tablespoon of butter for each shape. So I have some tablespoons of butter already. We need 3/4 of a cup of mini marshmallows, which I've already measured out one of those 3/4 of a cup. I actually already have one of them going as well. We need a cup of rice cereal. We have rice cereal here. We need some lollipop sticks. We have some lollipop sticks. We need a terracotta pot. Now this terracotta pot is something that is it is not absolutely necessary. You can see that I've already got this started. I'm going to take this off of the heat for a moment. It's not absolutely necessary. What this terracotta pot is for, it's really mainly decoration. So this has never been used for anything but this. This is brand new. I washed it with soap and water, and so it has never been used for potting or anything like that. So it's just decorative. If you don't have a terracotta pot, you're okay. You don't absolutely have to have one. And if you don't have the terracotta pot, you probably don't need the Oreos, but you know, if you want them, you can use them. We're using the Oreos as dirt. We already have crushed up Oreos from last week when we did compost pudding. And then we actually already have some coconut that's green for grass. For the daisy, we need a flour cookie cutter. So this is going to be our daisy. For the tulip, we need a tulip cookie cutter. What happened to my tulip? Here it is. We're going to use a tulip cookie cutter, and we're going to use pink gel frosting for this. And for the sunflower, we're going to use a flour cookie cutter and yellow frosting. And then we also need some brown decorating frosting. I'm actually going to use Nutella instead of frosting. So what we need to do is we need to melt the butter, which I've already done for the sunflower, and put this is the melted marshmallows with yellow food coloring in, and 3/4 of a cup of marshmallows. So now I need 1 cup of Rice Krispies or a Krispie cereal. And we're going to put this in here, and then we're going to mix it all up. Now this is going to make a couple of sunflowers. Okay, can you see? What we're going to do, I have a cookie sheet with some parchment paper so that our Rice Krispie treats don't stick too much. So I'm going to take my flour. I'm actually also, the recipe did not call for this, but I'm going to spray it with some cooking spray just so it doesn't stick. Okay? So then what we're going to do is we are going to take some of our Krispie mix, and I think actually using my finger might not have been the best idea. It is a little warm. The marshmallows are a little warm, so I'm going to use another spoon to spoon this out. And then I'm going to push it down into the cookie cutter. Now, remember that when you are using a stove, that you need to make sure that there is a grown-up around. Somebody who knows how to use the stove. So, here we go. We've got one sunflower Rice Krispie treat. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push it out. This will need to cool because now it's misshapen. Here, I'm going to stick it back in there because I've misshapen it by taking it out and then touching it. All right, there we go. We will make another flower. In our cookie cutter. You can, if you'd like, put some of the cooking spray on your fingers so that the Rice Krispie, the marshmallow in the Rice Krispie does not get stuck to your fingers. And I am just going to pull the flour, the cookie cutter off. I'm going to spray a little bit more on the cookie cutter and wipe my fingers off. This is one of those things where you probably want to try to work fairly quickly because the Rice Krispie treat becomes a little difficult to manipulate once it starts cooling down, and it's already starting to cool down in the pot. So there we go. See, it's sticking to my fingers now. I'm going to wash my hands really quick, so maybe it won't stick to my fingers as badly. I'm going to put a little bit of spray on my fingers. There we go. Now it's not sticking to my fingers. So this is what it will look like. And I'm going to push it out again. And it looks like I might have enough of this to make 2 more. My fingers are still a little bit full of the cooking spray, so that helps. It doesn't stick to my fingers as badly. And I'm just kind of pushing this into the cookie cutter. See, we got another sunflower. And I think what I'm going to show you guys is, I think I'm going to show you how to just make these sunflowers, and then how to put them in the terracotta pot. All right, so we now have 5 sunflowers. In order to prepare our terracotta pot, we're going to cut some of the fondant. I've already opened it up. We're going to cut a little chunk of the fondant off with a knife. Like I said, I only have red, but you're not going to see it because it's going to be in the bottom of the pot. So we're just going to kind of make it into a round shape. And then that should be good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pour some of our crushed Oreos that we made last week We're going to pour it into our terracotta pot. There we go. And I think, like I said, this is not in the recipe, but I think I'm going to put some green grass on top. Because we had some left over, so we have some green grass. There we go. And our lollipop sticks. I think we're going to use the longer ones because they will fit in our terracotta pot. We are going to put our lollipop stick, put our flour on our lollipop stick. We're going to do that with the rest of them. You're just going to basically stick your lollipop stick into the bottom or whatever part of the flour that you can stick it into. This is really much better if you have time to let your Rice Krispie treat sit and cool better. You could even put it in the freezer or in the refrigerator. To let it set up better. It really should be a little, it should be a little harder when you put the lollipop stick in. And then, we're going to move all of this out of the way. And then we're going to put a little dollop of Nutella in the middle. A little. Can you see what I'm doing? Just put a little dollop of your brown frosting or Nutella. You could use melted chocolate chips if you wanted. There we go. And then we're going to take our flowers. We are going to put them in our pot. There we go. And you can just continue this with the other shapes of the flowers. What we're doing is basically the same thing for every single flower. The basic plan is to do the marshmallows with every flower. You just, for the tulips, if you want them pink, you don't even necessarily have to color the Rice Krispie treat stuff pink. You could put some pink frosting on top of it. And then for the daisy, you can just put a little pink dollop in the middle of that one. So that's how you make flour Rice Krispie treats. I hope you've enjoyed this. I know I did. I now need to wash my hands.